To watch Mr. Bright and to watch the genuine love that he had for his students and how many he impacted, that was something I wanted. And it's not that I wanted to impact the world, but I saw that you can touch a life through education. My name is Allan Lau. I am a resource teacher at Kaneohe Elementary School.
I'm a teacher, high school, Kaneohe School.
I'm a teacher at Palisades Elementary School. I teach the 2nd grade. I'm a bright kid, and I'm proud to be one.
I'm a 2nd grade special education teacher at Waipahu Elementary, and I did not call Mr. B, I called him Papo because he was my grandpa.
Hi, my name is Jodi Stein, and Jodi Bright Stein actually, and I am a retired teacher. I retired in 2019, and Mr. Bright is my daddy. I grew up with a dad who loved teaching. When he taught, he was just so exuberant, and I could tell that he cared and loved every one of his students, even though it was 150 students that he had.
He was infectious. I mean, you know, it was like a warm hug all the time, and he hugged a lot too. But it was just, you walked into a room, and eye-to-eye contact, eyes lighting up. Anything about you was fascinating, interesting.
He had a way of saying your name, of this little squeal that he had, the way his voice would just get so excited.
His style of teaching is to have kids be the best they can be. He sees the potential, and he helps them to understand and believe that they have the power to be wonderful.
He modeled that being a good teacher is being a good student and respecting those around you and respecting the learning and the mistakes that they make as part of their learning. And so you take that and you move forward together with that.
We just saw him teaching kids how to care and love themselves. Knowing that and how he could draw that out of them really struck me. And knowing that, hey, if he can do it, maybe I can do it too.
I think what made me go into teaching was just growing up, seeing the way that my grandpa, my mom, my uncles, their wives, seeing the way that they could make a difference in people's lives. I knew from a young age that I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I know I wanna do that.
Every day when I woke up, I knew that I was gonna go to work and I was going to love on these kids just like Dad did. I was gonna try. It was, you know, some days were tough and some days, you know, were not. But on the tough days, Dad had those tough days too.
He knew tidbits about each student that he would remember. So everything was very personal, you know, and I think for me, in my teaching, I also try. I mean, it's hard with a lot of students, but I try to stand at the door every day when the students come in, say hi, look them in the eye, greet them, instead of having kids just filter in and be like, okay, class, this is what we're doing today. Taking that time to say a student's name. It sounds trivial, right? But those are the things that some students that are having a bad day or that are feeling left out or that are going through something at home, those are the moments that you don't even hear about. You'll never hear, right? So you just have to believe in the fact that that is making a difference in a student's life.
I think it just comes down to this daily, moment by moment thing. Am I taking the moments with my students to be the person that they need? I don't know what it's going to do for them in the future. I can't say what's going to happen for them down the line, but if I can be present in that moment with them and think, what do they need from me in this moment?
He empowered us to believe and love ourselves. So we in turn need to believe and love whoever steps through our doors. And this year, they didn't step through our doors.
I was like the worst online teacher ever. In fact, I had enough years that when this happened, I was thinking, do I have enough years? Maybe it's a good time to retire.
Where am I going to get the energy for the next thing that I have to do that I've never done before, that the school's now asking me to do, or that I need to develop that I've never done in 30 years. And I think the inspiration comes from knowing there's kids on the other side that need you.
I would constantly be saying, you folks are doing an amazing job. We've never done this before in the history of education, and we need to show the world that we can do this.
I know that whatever challenge I have as a teacher, I know I can get through it, just problem solve. As Mr. Bright would do, just problem solve.
I think he would say that it's not any different. You can still reach kids, you can still touch kids. So every day when they come on Zoom, mentioning each kid by name, I see you, I see that you're there.
There was one student that he was kind of coming in face to face at the beginning and he was struggling. So I went to see him in our tech lab that they had set up for the kids. And I went in there to scold him, actually, to kind of like, what's going on with you? And something came over me when I was in that moment. And instead of reprimanding him, I got down real low, eye to eye with him, you know, from 6 feet away, but I got eye to eye with him and I was like, what is going on? And he just kind of looked at me and kind of looked down and I was like, what's going on? I don't understand. Help me to understand. And we were talking through that it was hard and he was struggling. I was like, you are so smart. I can see it. And I would, you know, list off all the things that you can do. So I know you can do this. And we just talked through, like, in those moments, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna push through. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna push through. And we did that like over and over and over again. And we would continue, like every day I would check in with him and be like, okay, what are we gonna do today? We're gonna push through. That's right, okay. And then I was like, okay, you know, that's all fine and dandy and you don't know if they're actually taking that in. And then later on, like a couple weeks later, another student was struggling online. They didn't want to answer, they were just really struggling, and I see in the chat this student's name pop up and he's just saying push through, spelt wrong, but that's okay. And it was such a powerful moment for me as their teacher to see that the words that I say, the words of encouragement that I give them, it sinks in and then they can put that back out into the world.
There definitely have been hundreds of people that went into teaching because of Dad. I know there are so many other kids that are becoming teachers because of the teachers that he inspired. And I know he is so proud of every single one of them. Even if he's never met them, I know that he is with every single one of them.
When you look at other teachers that have that thread, you just know, that you're carrying on.
We can never be as good a teacher or person as Mr. Bright. But what we learn from him is that we can try.
I think Mr. Bright would tell everybody, I'm so proud of you for what you've done and how you've done it, as hard as it may be.
And I know teaching and education was such a big part of his heart. So I think he would be really, really happy to know that I love what I do. And that so much of that is because he loved what he did. And because he was able to do that, I get to do that now.
Mr. B.
Yes.
So how you feel?
Oh, I mean, it's opening night. How am I supposed to feel?
Excited! All right, good luck, you guys.
God bless you.
God bless.